بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين، واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. We were discussing about the the prohibitions of ihram, and we completed 16, and today we are going to do the 17. Remember, there are approximately 25. So we are almost there, inshallah. We are soon going to be completing the discussion about the prohibitions of ihram. So this is al-idhan, oiling, placing oil on the body. Now, when I say placing oil on the body, you may be thinking of those Mr. Musculars or those muscle builders who just oil their bodies, and I don't know, they oil it to let it shine or to let whatever purpose it is there. But here, it's generally oiling the body. So you place oil on the body. So he says, ruling number 257 from the text of Manasik al-Hajj. يحرم الإدهان على المحرم وإن كان مما ليست فيه رائحة طيبة. It is prohibited to place oil, okay, to lubricate or to place oil, on the body, even if it did not have a pleasant smell, like good smell. Remember, like perfume oils, many of these lotions, they have perfumes in it, okay? Uh, so this is about placing. So we remember we have several things about oil and about other things. That one is placing oil, okay? Another is eating oil. So what about eating oil? He said, yes, you can eat oil as long as it does not have fragrance in it, uh, pleasant smell, okay? ونعم يجوز له أكل الدهن الخالي من الطيب. It doesn't have any fragrance in it. وإن كان ذا رائحة طيبة كما تقدم في المثل. Even if it has good smell, okay, it doesn't have fragrance. So there's no smell. There is good smell, but not fragrance. Nice, acceptable smell, not perfume. And then is perfumic oil, fragrance, and then there is this stinky bombs or dirty smell. Okay, so the smells are in variety from no smell to normal smell to coming to the fragrance, and then we have the nasty smell. And the smell issue here, where our discussion is not smell, remember, our discussion is about placing the oil. Discussion of smell has been, fragrance has been already covered. So he said that you can consume, you can eat the oil which is without any fragrance in it, even if it was a good smell, but not fragrance, as we mentioned in ruling number 238. So before about 20 rulings, it was discussed. We are doing ruling number 257, and he says in ruling number 238, we already discussed it. ويحرم للمحرم استعمال الأدهان غير الطيبة للتداوي، وكذا الأدهان الطيبة أو المطيبة عند الضرورة. It's not يحرم ويجوز للمحرم, sorry. ويجوز للمحرم, it is permissible for a person who's in the state of ihram استعمال الأدهان غير الطيبة للتداوي. So that's why to use the oils which does not have any fragrance for the purpose of medication. وكذا الأدهان الطيبة أو المطيبة عند الضرورة. And also the oils which are perfume or perfumed oils. So what is the difference in perfumed and perfumed oil? You know those bottles of attar? Well, there is one here as well. Yeah. There you go. Okay. So this is like perfume. I don't know if it is oiled or not oiled. Let me not take responsibility. Anyhow, it is oil, but it is originally oil perfume or it is perfumed oil. So what is the difference? Let me tell you the difference. When they do this process of condensation, like they bring this distillation or condensed distilling, or so they bring this rose petals, okay, and they do this condensation of it. They let it vapor, so the oil comes out, vapor oil, and it is condensed in a tube, and then it is cooled down. So rose petals vapor oil comes down and is collected in a container. This perfume is oil, so that's what we call al adhan tayyibat al, the oils which have originally a pleasant smell or fragrance, good fragrance in it. Okay, this is because original. Now, if I take this oil, okay, which is originally, I have olive oil or any oil, cooking oil, and I want to cheat people, God forbid, and I want to sell. The perfume is very expensive, for example, the original one. What I do, this normal oil, I put this perfume in it and I mix it. That becomes perfumed oil. This is oily perfume. Oily perfume, perfumed oil. It's not that I was working in perfume industry. Yeah, I was working one day in perfume shop. But so that this is something which you learn in your chemistry 101, okay, and physics 101, the condensation thing. So they give you examples of how these perfumes are made. So that's where we learn these kind of things. Okay. So now you'll remember that what is the difference between al-adhan al-tayyiba أو المطيبة. المطيبة. الطيبة oil, which is originally perfume oil, a oily perfume. It's a perfume state original. Mutayyaba, that means no, the oil was not perfume. They kept perfume in it and they made it mutayyab. Okay, so Sayyidina, can we just have some summary type of thing here? Yes. So it is prohibited to use the oil on for the person who's in the state of ihram, even if it did not have, like those who use gel, greasy, like Vaseline and something like that to put between their thighs, okay, to prevent inflammation. Now, to prevent inflammation is a medical purpose. That's why you would say most of these people who are heavyweight champion, mashallah, obese people, they will have Vaseline in their, not one bottle, maybe one or two bottle, because there's sometimes they have to walk a lot, and then yeah, then they have to use this Vaseline kind of thing. So before it inflames, people they put, so inflammation does not happen, as a prevention from that medical thing. So وإن كان ذا رائحة طيبة, even if it had fragranced I mean fragrance in it, or pleasurable smell. نعم يجوز له أكل الدهن الخالي. Yes, it is permissible to eat the oil or consume the oil which doesn't have fragrance. وإن كان ذا رائحة طيبة, even if it was had a good smell, but it was not fragranced oil, as mentioned. And it is permissible for a person who's in the state of haram to use oil, for non-fragrance oil, for the medication, medicational purpose or medication. Uh, Also, the fragrance oil or the perfume oil, or the oil, the oily perfume or the perfumed oil, they can be used also but on the necessity, like there is a serious problem and it cannot be averted unless, like so many of the medicines, they have this perfume smell, and you need to put this medicine. Without that medicine, you are going to be in trouble. So he said in that case it is permissible. So medical purpose, okay. Even perfumed one, like serious. So normal necessity, extreme necessity. Normal necessity, you can apply medical necessity. You can apply perfume, which is non-fragrance perfume, a non-fragrance oil. But in serious necessity, like for example, prevention is not a serious thing, and you can use the non-fragrance. But let's say he was now getting inflammation and he does not have any non-fragranced those Vaseline or things. He doesn't have, because Vaseline doesn't have fragrance. At least the Vaseline I smelled, there was no fragrance. So so if it was perfumed Vaseline, that says something else. So so basically, but let's say you one started having inflammation and they did not have a non-fragranced, non-perfumed medicine, oily medicine. So then they can use the a perfumed oil or oily perfume medicine for the medical purpose. See, because it doesn't have any other than this one. So that's one of the necessities. Okay, Sayyidina, now tell us what is the penalty of it. كفارة الإدهان بالدهن الطيب والمطيب shot sheep. For oiling the body, sheep? Yes, sheep. Sorry. Okay, rules are rules. So placing oil, the penalty of placing oil with the perfumed, oily perfume or perfumed oil is a sheep إذا كان على علم وعمد, if it was out of knowledge, deliberately, knowingly. Okay, Sayyidina, what about somebody did not know? If they did not know, because rule of thumb, if you don't know, there's no penalty. If there's the 25 things, if you don't know, there's no penalty, except for 5 things. We said these are exceptional. One was hair, one was this. So here expect unknowingly there will be a penalty. وَإِذَا كَانَ عَنْ جَهْلٍ, if it was out of ignorance, unawareness, فَإِطْعَامُ فَقِيرٍ عَلَى الْأَحْوَطِ وُجُوبًا فِي كِلَيْهِمَا. So sheep, no, not sheep here. You did not know. If you know sheep, so what? Feeding poor. Feeding poor, handful of food, okay, like the hair we said. إطعام فقير, feeding the poor. على الأحوط وجوبا, and this is obligatory precaution. في كليهما, in both of them. Both of what? Both of the types of the perfumed, oily perfume or perfumed oil. Okay? In both cases, out of ignorance, there'll be a sheep on the basis of obligatory precaution. Okay. So these were the two rulings in the context. Now we go to the Q&A page and we go through some questions and answers asked by the people. Question number 1. Is it permissible for the person who's going to enter the state of Ihram, who's intending to enter the state of Ihram, أن يدهن جسمه بدهن معطر بحيث يبقى أثره بعد الإحرام? Is it permissible for a person who's intending to enter the state of Ihram to place perfumed oil on his body, um, which will have its effect remaining even after entering the state of Ihram? So he says that يجوز له الدهان بالأدهان الطيبة الرائحة طيبة الرائحة. Now many times, when we speak about placing oil in the body, all what you remember is Mr. Muscular, okay? Not all, most of you, like the guy who's building the body, because it's placing oil. But these perfumes are also oil. So if I put this here, I place the oil. Okay, I place the oil. So therefore, this is placing the oil, perfume oil. You put your on your hand, I place the oil. So placing the oil doesn't mean Mr. Muscular only. It means also the placing the perfume when we talk about perfume. And most of the ruling will be about perfume or medication. So he says that. Uh, so the question was, it is permissible to place oil, perfumed oil, before entering the state of ihram. He says يجوز له الدهان بالأدهان الطيبة, because it's not prohibited before ihram. Okay. بالأدهان الطيبة طيبة الرائحة. It is permissible to place the oil with oils, or oiling the body with oil. I don't know whether oiling the body is correct term or not, because it's the literal translation of dihan. Al-idhan. Okay. يجوز له الدهان بالأدهان طيبة الرائحة. It is permissible for him to oil his body, or to place oil on his body, or to oil his body with the fragrance, oil with the fragrance. Okay. If إذا لم يكن فيها شيء من الطيب, if it did not have any perfume in it. Remember, oil, perfumed oil, or no, originally it is oil. So he's talking about the original oil you can use. Okay. Or the oil you can use as long as there was no perfume added into it. إذا لم يكن فيها شيء من الطيب, if there was no perfume in it. That means uh, so now we remember, we come back to our classification. We had uh, scentless oil, smellless oil, okay, fragranceless, no smell at all. That was one category. The second category was what? When we said the oil which has good smell, but it's not a fragrance. It's normal good smell, but not in a fragrance. If you put on your body, people will not say that you have kept perfume. Okay, it's good smell. Like many of these deodorants. Okay, some of them they're smellless. Some of them they have certain smell, but they're not fragrance smell. You see, some might have smell like soap, for example. Some might have smell like detergent. Uh, like medicine, whatever good smells, not bad, not awful, not ugly, but good smell. So this good smell is not perfumed smell, as we said in the beginning, that to consume the yeah. يجوز يحرم الإدهان على المحرم وإن كان مما ليست فيه رائحة طيبة. نعم يجوز له أكل الدهن الخالي من الطيب وإن كان. So oil to consume, even if it has good smell, you can consume that oil as long as there's no perfume in it. Same thing here, he says. Then can somebody? Uh, the question is, can someone place the oil which has fragrance in it, which has that fragrance has an effect that could last until after the ihram? He says to put good smell, not fragrance, good smell. Remember, like the second category, no smell, good smell, perfume smell. So the second category, he says it's okay. يجوز له الدهان بالأدهان الطيبة الرائحة. It is permissible for him to place oil with a good smell, not perfume smell. Okay, the second category. أدهان طيبة الرائحة. بالأدهان طيبة الرائحة إذا لم يكن فيها شيء من الطيب if there is no perfume in it, if there is no fragrance in it. So it is not smell less oil, it is oil with smell. But that smell is good, but not fragrance. Good means people they don't get disgusted from you, your smell. Okay. Fragrance, people they get attracted with your smell. You see the difference? Many times people say, "Okay, what's the difference between good and fragrance?" The fragrance is also good. No, good is good but not appealing. Uh, the fragrance is good and appealing. So you can know the technical difference between these two. So he said that kind of good oil you can place on your body as long as there is no fragrance in it. Even after the ihram, that good smell stays because it's a good smell. It's not a fragrance. Lip balms, you know that lip, what they say, lip savers, lip protectors, lip balm they put on the lip for the cold weather. So it has glycerine or Vaseline. It's written in Arabic. So ما حكم استعمال مرطب الشفاه? What is the ruling of using the lip balm? والجليسرين and glycerin والفازلين and Vaseline في حال الإحرام. He says in the state of Ihram, he says لا بد من الاجتناب عنها لغير ضرورة مع صدق الادهان على استعمالها. Okay, so it is necessary, one must avoid using these unless if it was a necessity and it was considered what? Uh, Oiling the body. Okay, like for example, if I bring oil, if I put one spot, that's not oiling the body. It's just putting spot. But if I do like this and then I spread it, I'm oiling the body. This is called iddihan. Okay, oiling the body, placing the oil on the body. But this is not. So if let's say once there was a small pimple on your hand or on your face or something like that, you just a drop of oil, you kept it on it like that, that will not be considered oiling the body, okay, or oiling or placing the oil. So if says he says if it is considered oiling, look at placing oil, then one should avoid these Vaseline and glycerin and lip balms unless if it was the case of necessity. Okay, let's take question number 3. Remember I mentioned about those heavyweight champions whose thighs are like mashallah. They face a lot of these things. Okay, so for them they have to put these Vaseline or things which are scentless before the even inflammation starts. As I said, there is a tube called canistine or canistine or canistine. They sell in pharmacies in Saudi. You can just get it, and it is not so greasy. When you want to take a shower, it's easily away, and it protects. It's antifungal. Okay, because this what happen: sweat and filth and fungus they come, and then this inflammation happens and the fungus they and then it becomes bacteria and all those kind of things. So yeah, yeah, he says that is it permissible, the question is it permissible to apply oil for the preventive purpose, to prevent from sickness before it happens, okay, for medical purpose, before, to prevent some kind of medical issue before it's happening. He says يجوز, it is permissible مع صدق الضرورة, as long as it's necessity it is permissible. هل تجب كفارة الإدهان بالدهن الطيب والمطيب على حتى مع وجود الضرورة؟ Remember, now we are talking about placing oil or applying oil for the medical purpose with scentless oil. Scentless oil, no problem, no penalty. Okay. Now, what about with the perfume in it for the medical purpose? Necessary, there is a kafara, the same kafara we mentioned here. So if it was um, out of necessity, obviously it will be less. But if it was intentionally, deliberately, then obviously it's going to be a sheep. So yes, he says, on the basis of obligatory precaution, نعم على الأحوط وجوبا. So this is again, it's all repeating. I can see قد يضطر المحرم إلى تدهين نفسه للتداوي فهل تثبت عليه تلك الكفارة. Again, a muhrim person might be compelled to use the oil for the medical purpose. So will the kafara be obligated upon him? He says إذا لم يكن الدهن ذا رائحة طيبة فلا كفار عليه. If the oil did not have fragrance in it, okay, then there is no penalty. So fragrance led. Now here, even the question in the answer sometimes طيبة, they mix it with طيب. So um, here we said that كفارة الإدهان بالدهن الطيب أو المطيب شاط. So perfume or perfumed oil, sheep, if it was intentionally and deliberately. However, if out unintentionally or for the case of necessity, so he said that feed the poor on the basis of obligatory precaution. So there is no exemption here, because if you are put perfuming a perfumed one, then you have pay kafara sheep. If you are placing it for the necessity, then there is a kafara also on the basis of obligatory precaution. إذا لم يكن الدهن ذا رائحة طيبة. So the exceptional cases, what? The exceptional cases, as long as it does not have fragrance in it and you used it for medical purpose. But if it had fragrance in it, use it for medical purpose or necessity, there is kafara on the basis of obligatory precaution. So he says in rule question number 5, قد يضطر المحرم. A muhrim may be compelled to apply oil for himself. So is the kafara going to be obligated? He says إذا لم يكن الدهن ذا رائحة طيبة فلا كفارة عليه. If the oil will not be with the fragrance, there's no kafara. So that's Vaseline and those kind of things. It doesn't have smell. There's no kafara if you could put it out of necessity, as long as, because there's no fragrance in it. إذا لم يكن لو الدهن ذا رائحة طيبة, if did not have good smell in it, then there's no penalty. ما حكم استعمال الكريمات. الكريمات is like from cream. It's an English word. So what is the ruling of using creams, preventive creams from the sun rays in the state of ihram? Sun rays, they can sometimes be harmful. Many people, they get harmed by sun rays. So, sorry. Yeah. Where did we go? Yeah. So can somebody apply creams? Okay, because creams have this oily substance in it. So it's not, sometimes it's light watery base, sometimes it's no heavy. So to prevent from the sun rays, he says one should avoid the creams, even preventive creams, as long as it is not a case of necessity, and as long as it is not considered placing oil on the body, like just إدهان مع صدق الإدهان, like it needs to be إدهان. هل يجوز استعمال نوع من الكريمات المزيلة لرائحة العرق. It talks about deodorant. Can we put some creams which are repelling the smell of the of the person sweating أثناء الإحرام وهو بدون عطر, and it is without fragrance, ويوضع بعد الغسل. That means using deodorant. The whole thing is it permissible to use deodorant uh, which repels the perfume, the smell of the thing during the ihram, and it is fragranceless, no perfume in it. He says لا يجوز استعماله, so deodorant is not allowed بعد الإحرام, after entering the state of ihram, مع صدق الادهان, so after the state of ihram, and it is considered applying the oil, not just putting a drop or something like that, you see. So application of oil after state of ihram, that is what is prohibited. أما قبله حتى بعد الاغتسال, as for the time before placing the oil, before oiling the body, applying the oil before the ghusl, okay, before the ghusl, before having ceremonial bath, there is no problem in it. ولا يضر بقاء أثره حال الإحرام, and there is no harm if the effect of that application stays in the state of ihram. What about kafara, Sayyidina? Is the kafara repeated? Let's say once, twice, thrice, the guy is putting, okay, he's perfumed himself. After some time, he comes back, no, let me put some more. So he puts another round. So that like 2, 3 rounds of perfuming, applying the oil, application of the oil. So he says, is it permissible to use? No. هل تتكرر الكفارة بالادهان في إحرام واحد? Does the penalty repeat is repeated by applying the oil, repeatedly applying the oil in one ihram? He says yes, penalty is repeated. So it's a kind of a strict, severe prohibition here we have here. Let's see. And we said removing the hair from the body. So I'm going to just read the rule of removing the hair from the body, and inshallah tomorrow bi'idhnillahi ta'ala will continue. So number 18, removal of hair from the body. Ruling number 259. Ruling number 259. It is not permissible for a person who's in the state of ihram to remove the hair from his body, from his body or body of someone else. So there is no, I was like many times people, they are done before doing the taqsir, clipping of the hair, they do taqsir of some other people. Okay. So therefore, no, first get out of your ihram, then cut for others. Yes. بدون عن بدن نفسه or بدن غيره, his body or someone else. ولو كان محلا بحلق أو نتف أو غيرهما, even though he exited the state of ihram. Okay. Sorry, not even though he exited, even if he was not in the haram. Okay. Let's say let's say in Arafat. Arafat, some guy had problem in the hair. So please, you're a good barber, clip me the hair. Okay, I'm having serious problem. I'm having serious, what they say, um, some kind of skin problems. So just let me reduce the hair. I don't want to totally shave because in Mina I'm going to shave after 2 days. But just let me get rid of this. But Arafat is not inside the haram. So he said, no, you cannot. Yeah, but I'm not in the haram. Yeah, but this is not for the haram, be it in the haram or out of the haram. This is one of the prohibitions of the state of ihram. You are in the state of ihram. You are in the state you should not be clipping of hairs. So that's one. Another thing about this muhallan, no, he was لا يجوز المحرم جل الشعر عن بدن نفسه وبدن غيره ولو كان محلا. So here the muhallan is referring to what? and this is more like clear, because muhil can be somebody who is in the state of halal, not ihram, state of ihlal. It could be someone who's in the muhrim, but he's outside in the hill, the outside of the harams thing. But here, let's say uh, somebody was muhil. That means somebody exited the state of ihram. How did he exit the state of ihram? He shaved himself. He shaved himself, or he plucked his hair, or any other ways. He was able to get rid of a few hair and exit the state of ihram. So let's say me and you, I'm in the state of ihram. You have already exited the ihram. So can I cut your hair? Can I remove your hair? Okay, no. That's what muhil means here. Okay. So it is not permissible for a person who's in the state of ihram to remove the hair from his body or someone else's body, even if that someone else had exited the state of ihram via either by the halq, by shaving of the head, or natf, by pulling out or plucking, أو غيرهما. There's no difference at all. بلا فرق في ذلك بين قليل الشعر وكثيره. There's no difference between these two scenarios. ولا فرق في ذلك. There's no difference, be it less hair or more hair. حتى بعض الشعر الواحدة. So you cannot say, oh, I removed only like one hair. No, I remove bunch of hair. Doesn't make any difference. So he says ولو كان محلا بحلق أو نتف أو غيرهما بلا فرق في ذلك. بلا فرق, what? Without any difference in this prohibition. So there is a prohibition. بين القليل بين قليل الشعر وكثره. Someone bald doesn't have hair, or someone who has lots of hair, doesn't matter. In the state of ihram you should not. حتى بعض الشعر الواحدة. Even, subhanallah, this guy has kept one hair in his head somewhere, one strain of hair, شعر الواحدة. So you cannot cut off his one hair. Leave him alone. You should get yourself out of your halal, and then cut his hair, or cut his one piece strain of hair, or all of them. So what is the necessity here? Imagine you are sleeping in Arafat. And that's why I say sanitize your pillow, sanitize your bed sheet. So you are sleeping beside someone, and like in Mina, people are crammed, like, or in Arafat also, mattress beside mattress. So let's say, like, planet Earth becomes heavily populated with people. They find another planet, they migrate. Let's go. Too many people on the Earth. Let's go to that planet. So one of the what happens that, let's say your neighbor in Arafat had lice. Maybe he got it from his wife or someone else. Anyhow, maybe from his friend who had lice. Not necessary women, men have lice as well. So, and it's a disaster. If lice infestation is very disastrous, because you can't go with the people and start transferring your lice to other people. Kindly takes a few from me. I have so many. No, Baba, stay away from me. So you're sleeping in Arafat, in the state of Ihram, and the lice of community in your head, they start crawling down. Oh, a nice planet, more hair. Let's go move there. So one lice community said, see, we are staying here. This is our hometown. You want to migrate? Migrate. Okay. If there's more space, more land, more food, more sweat, more filth there, please move on. We will stay here. This is our hometown. We're born here. We're going to die here. So they go there. Now what happened? We have infestation of lice. So he says that the hair needs to be taken off. نعم إذا تكاثر القمل في رأسه. Yes, if the lice becomes infested in his head, okay, becomes so many, multiplied, becomes abundant in his head. فتأذى من ذلك جاز حلقه. He becomes annoyed, disturbed, not being able to focus in his a'mal, not being able to focus on anything. So he wants to shave off his head. But he's not in the state of that he can shave. No, khalas. It is necessity for him. Maybe some people might like it. Oh, wow, welcome, welcome. I have enough blood. I have sabil. If you'll feed on my blood, okay, I'll get thawab. But don't give me infections, okay? So, yeah, so وَكَذَا تَجُوزُ so this is one of the necessity, infestation of lice, though you are allowed to shave off your head if it becomes annoying and seriously disturbing. تأذى رأسي. The head was really um, it was disturbing, seriously disturbing. وكذا تجوز له إزالة الشعر عن جسده إذا كانت هناك ضرورة تدعو إليها. Even he can remove the hair from his body if there was a necessity. Like one of the necessities, let's say he had a medical problem and they took him to the hospital, and now like heart and heart pain there from the lice he saw. Now he has heart pain. So when he goes to the hospital, they shave their chest to put the electrodes of ECG. Okay, because there's EEG and there's ECG. The ECG is for brain, electroencephalogram. No, electrocardiogram, ECG. EEG is for the brain, electroencephalogram. Anyhow, whatever, they want to test his heart, so they shave and they put those nodes and they're checking out. So necessity to shave the head. Well, this was for the head. That was for the chest, any other part of the body. So he says the ruling is like this. نعم, however, إذا تكاثر القمل على في رأسه, if the lice becomes infested in his body and he was seriously disturbed and annoyed and it was like a complicated situation for him, uh, and his head was itching severely. Yeah, I mean, if they bite you, it's not like free of charge, not like biting with sedation, because they're feeding on your blood. So they bite you, they sting you with, I mean, so they bite and then they start absorbing your blood. That is something which becomes itchy, annoying. Okay. Yeah. So head, فتأذى جاز له حلقه. It will be permissible for him to remove the shave of his head. وكذا تجوز له إزالة الشعر عن جسده. Similarly, it is permissible for him, okay, to remove the hair from his body. إذا كانت هناك ضرورة تدعو إليها. If there was a necessity requiring him to remove the hair from the body, like we said, cardiac arrest or something like that. لا بأس بسقوط الشعر. But what if one or two hair falls? You see, because the kafara of falling the hair is one hand feeding the poor. لا, so what happens if somebody is doing wudu or ghusl and his hair is falling? He says ولا بأس بسقوط الشعر من بدن المحرم. There's no problem. There's no harm that the hair falls down from the body of the muhrim. غير قاصد له. He's not intentionally doing it. حال الوضوء, during the wudu, أو الغسل, or the ghusl, ceremonial bath, أو التيمم, purification with dust, تيمم, أو الطهارة من الخبث, or purification from the filth, okay, وإزالة الحاجب, and removing the so let's say you have najasat here, you are removing the najasat, it was sticky and hair fell down, hair came up. Or no, there's a bandage or a sticky bandage or something sticky. You remove it, and the hair came out in the bandage. أو إزالة الحاجب اللاصق المانع من أحد الطهارتين. Or the one because you want to do wudu and there is a bandage. You want to remove the bandage for wudu. Okay. So there has been time passed on the bandage. So it's not that, oh, doctor said keep the bandage for like 8 hours or 5 hours. So he's going to put another bandage, but this one for wudu, he's going to remove it. أو الوضوء من الخبث وإزالة الحاجب اللاصق المانع من إحدى الطهارتين ونحوها. And to remove, so let's see. لا بأس بسقوط شعر من بدن المحرم. There is no harm in falling hair from the body of the one who's in the state of ihram, as long as he's not intentionally doing it, and that is in the state of wudu. أو الغسل, or the ghusl or tayammum, or purification from the filth. So if we have filthy najasat and I'm removing it, and because I want to pray and I want to pray, I see some filthy thing here, I remove it with soap, scentless soap, and then the hair falls down. أو الغسل أو التيمم. اوكي، غير قاصد له حال الوضوء أو الغسل أو التيمم الطهارة من الخبث. Purification from the, not necessarily the najasa drop, purification like you going to the toilet and you started washing yourself, istinja, and hair fell down. Okay. So أو إزالة الحاجب, or removal of the bandage or the sticky thing on the body, on the parts of the ghusl or parts of the wudu من إحدى الطهارتين, uh, and so on. So to removal of this will bring the hair, will pull the hair out. So this is all what we could do. Tomorrow we are going to continue the Q&A about the removal of the hair, inshallah. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد